Hello again, this is Bobby McFadden with RLA Advisors,
This is Jay Simsick.
and we have a touchy subject on this one.
No pun intended.
No pun intended, but the question just came to, I mean, there's no dodging it, you know. It was from a woman, and the email read, how do I know if I am satisfying my boyfriend correctly through oral sex? And I just stood there dumbfounded and looked at it. It's like, what? And so... This is going to sound really silly, so we actually ran an internet search for this one to see if this question was prevalent, and we found out that
It is.
there are thousands of people around the world having discussions about this.
Yeah.
And it was as crass as, well, if he achieves orgasm, you've done the right thing.
Right.
And it was as telling as, here's some techniques you should try.
Right.
But
And then there's some in between about emotional things and
and
all sorts of stuff.
how to use your hands and who cares.
Yeah.
And I mean, it went on and on and on. So we weren't even going to address it because we thought it was a silly question, and then realized it's a question that thousands of you are out there talking about.
You guys are asking it.
Yeah.
So,
So here we are.
Cover it.
And
We might as well rub it.
I think it was Man Code Secrets Revealed that it first came up in that book that whatever you have done with another in the past may be a great place to start, but don't be disappointed if your current lover wants it a different way.
Yeah, totally.
So maybe the expectation is I was always able to do this with my last boyfriend and this worked, and now my new boyfriend is different. What's wrong with me? Well, there's nothing wrong with you. You guys just need to talk it out and come together on something that does work. But what occurs to me is I still think, and you've heard me say this over and over again, I think people are so darn hesitant to talk about sex.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, how do I know if I'm pleasing him? Does he like it? Well, I mean, you could go, well, he ejaculated, so it's working.
Yeah.
Whether he likes it or not, I think you kind of have to have that conversation and say, hey, do you like this? Should I try something different?
Or just go ahead and try something different and see.
Yeah. But either way, it's part of the conversation.
I think it's part of the conversation, and I think the conversation is healthy. But I talked to a woman not long ago who said her ex-husband and she never talked about sex afterwards. They just did it and went about their day. And I was like, really? Never? Ever? Even when you tried something new? No, he never wanted to talk about sex at all. And I like sharing the next day. Last night was great. I like telling her that, or, whatever was different, or thanks for that, or bring it up. Open the conversation and see what happens.
Can we do a little more of that?
Yeah.
Maybe try this.
What did I do to deserve that? Because I will do it again.
Yeah.
And just kind of make it fun, a playful conversation. But it's always important to me to make sure that it's not a one-way street. And this is just one example of that. If you feel like you need to ask us, am I satisfying him? Then getting an answer from us is only going to satisfy that interaction. Ask him.
It's only a feel-good for you.
Right.
Really, that's all it is.
I mean, we can tell you, hey, great job.
Yeah, you satisfy him, but that's not going to help.
No.
You need to talk to him.
So, as difficult as it is, was it How to Get a Real Man, the book we wrote in there? You ask your girlfriends a question, you're only going to get your girlfriend's opinion. Why does my guy do X? And I'm asking my girlfriend. Guess what? You still don't know why your guy does X.
That's right.
All you know is what your girlfriend thinks about that.
And all you're doing is getting buy-in about whatever your complaint is about what your boyfriend does or doesn't do or says or feels or whatever, right?
And as friends, we want to support our friends, so we're going to go along to get along.
Oh, yeah.
So ask him, though. Ask him, find out what it is. Does this work for you? And I'm not going to judge somebody else's relationship, but I'm not offended when somebody says, hey, this is the way it was with me in another relationship.
Right.
If you're comfortable with that, I would suggest that that's a great way to start that conversation. If it's not, then you have to work it through and find out a good way to have that conversation.
Yeah, and hey, sorry about the phone ringing, but that's just the way things go.
Yeah, RLA Advisors, it's like off the hook here. We're
So, you know what?
probably Dubai calling right now.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be. It could be another author wanting to get on with us.
I hope so.
The bottom line is, and I just want to, kind of reiterate, the bottom line is to have that conversation with him, get involved, get involved in communication, try new things, and see what the responses are. That's the only way that you're going to know. And while you're at it, have your boyfriend start checking out our videos if he hasn't already. It might start to open up the conversation with him.
Great place to start.
Sign up for our newsletter where, we'll update you with when we have new videos out and also when we have new books out that y'all can share with each other. It's in the link down below.
Sure.
But share this sort of stuff with the people around you and start the conversation going. I've noticed that with friends, a lot of people are hesitant to talk about sex with their partners and friends, like me and my wife and you and your wife, right? And together, a lot of people are hesitant to talk about sex because it's taboo, right?
Yeah, can be.
But you know what? Think about this. I mean, if we talk about sex amongst friends and people we actually, like people we trust, know, like, and trust, it might open up and put on the table some things that we never thought about before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That opens the conversation that, hey, well, maybe we could try that. Or, hey, would you be interested in doing that?
And let me put your mind at rest about some of this stuff. We have a huge, I guess it's a leg up because we interview people so much. We talk to them about sex. But how many times have we talked to somebody about sex, and because we're so matter of fact about it, they say, I just feel like I could tell you guys anything.
Yeah.
I love talking to you about this.
Totally.
So take that tact. Take the tact that, hey, this is just a conversation. It'd be interesting to find out what happens. And don't be afraid, like Jay said, to put this video on your iPad, shove it in front of your significant other's face and go, watch this. These guys are hilarious. He's hilarious. I'm the straight guy.
Well,
yeah. I didn't mean straight. Sorry. I don't know. We'll come up with something else.
I'm gay.
And I'm glad you're happy. I am, truly. I love you for that. Well, that's all I got. I'm Bobby McFadden.
Me too.
No, you're not.
I'm not Bobby McFadden.
You're Jay Simsick. And we are RLA Advisors, and we hope to see you next time.
See ya.
All right.